Hey guys, welcome back to Curbside Conversations, and today we are talking about lawn care. And I am here with my friend Harlan Jones, Jones Property Management, and we are going to talk about how he keeps everyone's yard looking right and some tips that you can use to make yours look right as well. So, Harlan, tell us, how long have you had your business?
All right. So we've been in business for 13 months. This is our 13th month, going on 14. I've always been into lawn care, landscaping. Started mowing when I was 10 for my parents. My great grandfather, grandfather, uncles, and cousins all had a mowing route. So mowing yards has always kind of been like a family tradition, something that we all did for money. Um, so I've always had an interest in it. My dad always had the best lawn on the block. So I've always just lawn care has just kind of been in my blood, I guess you could say.
Okay, and you love it.
And I love it, and I do love it. And I'm a yard guy myself. I've owned my own home for about 4 years now, and I take very good care of my lawn. I have it treated. I mow often and everything like that.
Right. Well, and I think just like painting on the inside is an easy way, cutting your grass is like an easy way to make your house
Absolutely.
look so much better. So tell us, whenever we are cutting our grass, I guess, what are your tips on how often should you cut? Should you cut high, low? What do you recommend?
Okay. So it depends on the type of grass that you have, but where we are in East Tennessee, tall fescue and Bermuda is primarily the turf grass that you're going to have. As far as Bermuda, you really can't get rid of it. If you do want to get rid of it, put a for sale sign in your yard. That's what I tell everyone.
Let me list it.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have tall fescue, the best thing to do, or Bermuda, is to mow at 3.5 inches. You need to mow tall and mow often. The reason being is turf grass grows both north and south. So if you cut it real short, it's constantly trying to grow up, and you won't be able, and it's going to be growing up constantly, and the roots won't be growing down, and you want it to grow evenly. So whenever you cut your grass really short, which I know a lot of people like the way it looks, and so they don't have to mow as often, but you're really doing your lawn a disservice by doing that.
Got it. Aeration. How often should we do that? Is it really necessary?
It's definitely necessary. Any type of grass will benefit from aerating. The tall fescue will benefit more. Well, you don't need to seed Bermuda. It's not really something that you do. But tall fescue, it needs to be aerated and overseeded once a year. And we would do that in the fall. The reason being is you want to have enough time where the soil temperature is going to be above 60, long enough for the seed to germinate. And then you also want to give it a winter to mature before it has to go into the extreme heat and in the summertime. So you can always aerate and overseed in the spring, but you're going to have the best results in the fall. If you really want to just go above and beyond, aerate in the spring, aerate and overseed in the fall.
Okay. And what about, and we were talking about weed eating and edging and how I am always not wanting to do that. So what is the difference? Because you told me there is a difference.
Yeah, so whenever you're trying to weed it, and you can do this, you don't have to have, a stick edger is what landscapers would call it. You can edge your property with a string trimmer, a weed eater, a weed whacker, depending on what area in the country you're in. But if you want to, just weed eat is just basically what most homeowners do around plants and walkways and just any objects in your yard. But edging is when you turn the weed eater up on its side, and you're cutting a little edge into the ground around everything, and it looks 100 times better. That's what you do when you're trying to establish a flower bed, or something like that.
Right. It does look really nice, really clean. So let's talk about, I know if people, right now, people are home, of course, and they're working in their yards, getting their yards looking great. Maybe perhaps to sell them. So if we talk about curb appeal, what do you think that means with as far as grass?
Well,
how does that play into it?
Curb appeal is really, some people might want a bunch of landscaping to take care of. Some people might not like a bunch of landscaping to take care of. So what I would say, the best thing for curb appeal for your home is to keep your yard mowed at a good height. Thick lush lawns are the best weed defense. So whenever your grass is thick, you're gonna have less weeds. That looks better. Also, having your flower beds cleaned and blown out, and weed eated regularly. Just maintenance will go a long way as far as curb appeal. But always have something in your beds, mulch or pine straw, whatever you think, whatever your preference is, or rock. Um, so maintenance is in my opinion, the best type of curb appeal. If you have to, um, but if you have a flower bed full of flowers and something that needs to be maintained and pruned every year, that might turn a lot of people off. So I would just have clean flower beds, a nice lawn cut at 3.5 inches, and weed eated every week, and really every 7 to 10 days is the best time to mow your lawn as well.
Okay.
As often.
Well, that's good tips. Is there anything while you're out in the community cutting grass, are there any trends that you're seeing in yards that you think, oh, that's pretty cool?
Hiring a professional mowing crew like myself, I mean, it always looks better than just a homeowner on a lawn tractor. The reason being is, most homeowners probably can tell you the last time they sharpened their blades. We change our blades once a month, once a week, depending on, in this time right now. So keeping a sharp mower blade is crucial to the health of your lawn. You want to cut grass and not shred it, and you'll be able to pick up your grass blades or look at your grass blades and see if your blades need to be sharpened. So I would have sharp blades, and I would mow, and I would never mow in a square.
Okay.
It's a pet peeve of mine too.
The diagonal always looks cool.
Yeah. Mow. Keep straight lines or diagonal or something, but don't mow in a square if you can avoid it. The reason being is you're going to end up cutting across your stripes, so it's not going to look as well, and you're also going to be throwing lawn trimmings everywhere in each direction, and which, as long as you're not mowing over them again, it doesn't really hurt the mower, but it doesn't look as clean, as uniform as it possibly could be.
Right. Now, how about if it is raining? Is there a time where you should not cut if it rains?
Well,
What's the rule?
With a push mower or something, if you're not going to slip and fall, and you're not creating tracks, as long as it's dry enough to where it's safe for you to mow, you're fine. A big piece of equipment like mine, and where it turns like a zero turn, it will leave little spots in the lawn if it's too wet. So a good rule of thumb for us is if the asphalt looks like it's wet, it's too wet to mow.
Okay, good. I didn't know that about the zero turn
Yeah.
thing. But I would love to have one of those because I could do my yard in about 10 minutes. That'd be really nice.
And that's another thing that I feel like homeowners need to know is whenever you're buying a home, you're buying the property to maintain as well.
Right.
So if you don't want to mow or you don't have no interest in mowing, that's fine. Hire a professional like me.
Right.
But that's something with buying a house. You need to have the right equipment to take care of your home. You wouldn't go in the kitchen without a frying pan, so you need to have a good mower and a good trimmer, and also some hedge trimmers, because keeping your bushes squared up or rounded, however you like them, or just trimmed and pruned, goes a long way. The way your outside of your home looks is your first impression of your home. You're only going to get one impression, and if you're not going to take care of the outside of your home where everyone sees, what are you going to do with the parts that no one ever sees and stuff where you could hide?
Right.
So buyers need to be aware of that too. If they don't have good landscaping, I guarantee they're not going to change their air filters and
Right.
On their HVAC system.
All that stuff.
Or
Right.
so it's a good sign. Usually people with good lawns they maintain their homes. So it's a good rule of thumb whenever you're looking at a house, if it's got clean landscaping, the person obviously cares about it.
Right. Well, and people may look at it and say, oh, that's an expense, but it's really an investment to have a professional come and do it the right way.
It is.
And it's going to get done too. Like, we're coming on this day,
Yeah.
So.
Especially landscaping, lawn and landscaping, 10 to 15% of your home's value comes from that. So, I mean, and it literally is your first impression when someone sees your home. So you want to always go with your best foot forward.
Yeah, right. Well, now tell us, as far as your company goes, are y'all taking on new clients now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're always taking on new mowing clients, mulching. We're not really a design or install company. If you have a flower bed or something that you don't like, we can definitely come out and clean it out, take out some bushes, put you in something else or something like that. But we don't have a landscape architect or anything like that. We're mostly a maintenance company, mowing, mulching, trimming, leaf removal in the fall. And we do things called spring cleanups and fall cleanups, where springtime you mow, you prune, and you mulch. And we have packages like that when we mow either weekly or every 10 days.
Okay, great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share that we haven't touched on?
If you'd like to get in touch with us, give me a call at 423-782-7801.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
And I'll put a slide at the end of this with his contact information, his company's contact information as well. I have one more question that I thought of. How about in East Tennessee? I know moles are such a problem here. Is there a type of grass that they don't like? Because maybe people would plant that.
I don't think that there is. So I
Do you
think
see that when you're mowing with the zero turn? Can you feel the moles?
I can feel some holes sometimes. I've never seen moles, but when I was at Scott's, we did have a mole treatment, which is a lawn company, and they had something for moles. Well, I never used it or had to apply it or anything, but I know that they had a treatment for it.
Because with my push mower, I'm like, woo, like that with those moles.
Exactly.
And even sometimes when I plant things, they'll disappear, and I'm like, oh dang it, the moles got it. So you can't see them, but they're definitely under there doing something. So,
Absolutely.
Anyway, well, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate that. And again, we will have his contact information on there. If you have a yard that you were just saying, man, I just don't want to do this, I don't like it, Harlan loves it. So call his company and get on the books with him and get your yard looking right. And thanks so much for watching, and we will cover another topic on the next video.